It was a Tuesday evening when the storm rolled and dark clouds stretched like bruises across the sky, and the sound of thunder echoed over the hills of Millridge. Most people stayed inside. But Daniel Harper, a single dad with a weary heart and a worn pickup truck, had just finished working a 10-hour shift at the lumber yard and was making his way home with takeout and 2 chocolate milks for dinner. Asterisk. He never expected that a simple stop at the gas station would change everything. As he turned into the lot, rain hit the windshield in waves. That's when he saw them. A woman in uniform soaked to the bone, trying to shield a little girl beneath her coat as she pushed a broken-down sedan across the wet pavement. Asterisk. Daniel didn't hesitate. Asterisk. He parked his truck, ran out into the downpour, and offered Nita hand. Asterisk. The woman looked up, eyes guarded but grateful. The battery died. My phone's dead too. Asterisk. I've got jumper cables in the truck. Hold tight. Asterisk. As he connected the cables, the little girl peeked out from under the coat. She couldn't have been older than 6. Hair plastered to her cheeks, lips shivering. Asterisk. Daniel opened the back seat of his truck and handed her a towel. You too warm? Up, this won't take long. Asterisk. The woman hesitated. Thank you. I'm Sergeant Elena Reyes. This is my daughter, Mia. Asterisk. Daniel nodded. Daniel, my son is about Mia's age. Come on, let's get you home after this. 10 minutes later, the engine coughed to life. Elena blinked in surprise. You're a lifesaver. Asterisk. Daniel smiled. Just a dad who knows what a rainy night can feel like. But as Elena went to start her car, the engine sputtered and died again. He tried once more. Nothing. Asterisk. She sighed. I was driving cross-state to my sister's. Didn't realize the car would give out. Asterisk. Daniel looked at the time. Listen, it's almost 7. Roads aren't safe in this rain. I've got a spare room. You and Mia can stay the night. Lena hesitated. I get it, he said gently. You don't know me, but I'm a dad too, and your little one's freezing. Asterisk. Mia looked up with wide eyes. Mom, I'm cold. That decided it. Just one night, Elena said. Asterisk. Daniel nodded. One night. Back at Daniel's modest home, warmth and quiet wrapped around them like a blanket. His son Ben was already doing homework at the kitchen table, and his eyes lit up when Mia walked in. Hi, he said shyly. Hi, Mia replied, holding the towel close. Asterisk. While Elena and Daniel dried off. Ben shared his crayons with Mia. She smiled for the first time that night. Asterisk. Over dinner Chinese takeout. And chocolate milk. Daniel learned more. Elena had served 3 tours overseas. She was recently reassigned to a base 2 hours away, but had taken leave to check on her younger sister, who hadn't answered calls in days. Asterisk. Everything okay at home? Daniel asked gently. Asterisk. I hope so, Elena murmured, but I had to make sure. Asterisk. Mia leaned into her mother, half asleep. Daniel noticed the fatigue in Elena's eyes, the kind that came from months, maybe years, of holding everything together. Asterisk. You're doing a good job, he said quietly. Asterisk. She looked at him, surprised. What makes you say that? Asterisk. He nodded. Toward Mia. That little girl feels safe. You did that. The night passed in warmth and laughter. Kids fell asleep watching cartoons. Daniel brought out extra blankets. Elena offered to help clean, but he waved her off. Asterisk. You've done enough serving, he said. Let someone return the favor. Asterisk. She looked at him for a moment longer than necessary. There was something in her expression, kind of quiet. Gratitude neither words nor salutes could express. The next morning, Daniel made pancakes while Elena made calls. Her sister, thankfully, was fine just dealing with a broken phone and no Wi-Fi. She'd drive up later that day. Asterisk. I'm sorry for the trouble, Elena said as she packed their things. Asterisk. It wasn't trouble, Daniel replied. It was nice. Asterisk. Mia hugged Ben goodbye. Elena thanked him again. They left before noon. Daniel watched them drive off, not expecting to ever see them again. But 3 weeks later, there was a knock on the door. Asterisk. He opened it to find Elena, hair down, civilian clothes, nervous smile. Asterisk K, she said. I was passing through. I wanted to say thank you. Properly. You didn't have to, he said, heart racing. I know, she said. But I wanted to. Asterisk that evening they talked like old friends. She stayed for dinner. The kids played outside, and Daniel felt something he hadn't in a long time. Hope. Asterisk they stayed in touch. Phone calls, occasional weekend visits. Ben and Mia became fast friends, and Daniel and Alina found something deeper. They were both broken in different ways. He had lost his wife to cancer years ago. She had lost friends, sleep, and peace during years of service. Asterisk, but together, they found healing. Still, it wasn't all easy. Alina struggled with reintegration, nightmares, guilt. She didn't like asking for help. Daniel fought loneliness, financial strain, fear of letting someone in and losing them again. Asterisk, but they kept showing up for each other. On hard days, they sat in silence. On good ones, they laughed like old souls. One rainy afternoon, a year after they first met, Daniel took Alina and Mia to the same gas station where they had broken down. Asterisk, he smiled. Funny how life changes. Asterisk, Alina looked around. You mean starts? That night, under the same stormy skies, Daniel proposed asterisk, not with a fancy ring, but with a drawing. Mia had made 2 families holding hands under one roof. Let's make this permanent, he said. Alina didn't cry. She saluted. Then she kissed him. The knock that came that day had been ordinary. Asterisk, but it brought love, healing, and family to 4 lives that had been walking alone in the rain for far too long. Final message, asterisk, sometimes the smallest. Act of kindness opens the biggest door. One moment, one choice, one rainy night can change everything. And in a world that feels heavy, be the stranger who says, you can stay the night. Because someday that knock may bring the very thing your heart has been waiting for, asterisk.